All right. As seen in my last speech, I talked about fishing, and it plays a huge role in my life. And I definitely love being outdoors and being involved with the environment, and especially with my family. And then one major impact that I've seen growing throughout the past years is the invasive carp uh, problem growing throughout the Midwest. And I'd just like to touch on how they got there, where they live, the damages they've caused, and how they've and the potential fixes that we have for the problem that's came about. And I'd like to inspire you guys to become more active and involved within the environment and see what major or minor impacts you can have on it. Slide. All right, how? The carps were brought from Asia to the United States in the 1970s with black bullhead and silver carp being the species brought. No one's really sure of where or who let them out, but they were raised for aquaculture or a potential food source. They escaped into the Mississippi River, of which spreads far and wide, and they established breeding areas all throughout the river. Where? All throughout the Midwest is specifically where they are, heading from Texas all the way up even to Canada at the moment. They're rarely spotted in the Great Lakes due to a lot of the prevention methods, of which I'll touch on later. But this is a huge issue due to how big of an impact the Great Lakes have within our everyday lives. And all right, the damages caused. The carp have a very particular diet of plankton and algae, of which a lot of the bait fish that live within the area eat, and of which the bigger fish eat the bait fish, and no bait fish means no bigger fish, of which a dream to mine is to catch a sturgeon, and these fish are kind of just messing up the whole dream of that. And it's just not very good. And so in a 2013 JS Online article by Dan Egan, it said that Asian carp are not just a threat to the Great Lakes, but to thousands of lakes within Wisconsin, of which spread immensely throughout the area and would impact tourism and many virtues that come with Wisconsin. And moving on to the economy aspect of this, they since they eat the bait fish, it hurts the local fishermen, of which in 2015 an article from the Michigan government, and specifically their DNC, stated that the $7 billion industry within fishing that Michigan holds could be all ruined due to this specific species of fish. And then another potential thing that happens is injury to people. These fish are known for jumping when scared up to 4 feet out of the water. It's ridiculous. Lots of head injuries, people getting knocked out of boats, fishermen getting hooked with lines. It's awful, all due to these fish. And then a lot of potential resolutions come along with these fish. One of which being in a September of 2014 Missouri Times, Rachel Dunn said, a new 5-year plan brought about by the Obama administration is to tackle these following issues with the fish. One of which is super oxygenating the water, which is a tactic where the oxygen is saturated within the water, of which soaks into the blood of the fish and eventually kills it. This is not very effective due to the effect of killing other fish along with the carp, as well as poisoning the fish. This would have this similar effect. Electrical currents, although not lethal to the fish, would deter them, but as seen in Michigan and specifically the rivers running through Detroit, these electrical currents only prevent the fish for so long before they eventually find ways to get around them. And then next is genetic altering, where scientists have found ways to sterilize the offspring of fish, of which would prevent in a scientific realm, but can't be seen as a true alternative to all these other things, because how many of the fish there are now and how fast they repopulate. Next is noise and vibration tactics, which relates to the electrical currents, although not permanent, can prevent the fish from spreading. And then the last one, which could be seen as the most effective, would be commercializing the business of fishing for the fish. And some specific good things about them are they're low in mercury due to their diet of they don't eat fish, they only eat plankton and algae, of which fish carry the mercury. And then in an article I read, it did say they do taste pretty good. So, and then conclusion, fishing for me is something that I love and have came to just have as a great pastime. And these fish are kind of ruining it for me, because this is definitely a location that I want to fish when I'm older. And helping the environment in any way, shape, or form will prevent even something like this from happening. Even just the little things from picking up trash or anything like that. Thank you.
Okay, Tank, how did that go?
I was interested in the topic because I saw a documentary on it.